Nuclear threat. Russian tactical nuke convoy heading Belarus-Poland border. 20 minutes until deployment. B-52 Stratofortress inbound. GBU-31 JDAM loaded. Stop nuclear escalation. Destroy before deployment. Most dangerous mission since Cuban Missile Crisis. This is air combat. Western Russia. Smolensk Oblast. Military convoy detected. Satellite surveillance. 18 vehicles. Ballistic missile transporters. Iskander-M TEL units. Intelligence assessment confirms tactical nuclear warheads. Yield 50 kilotons each. Heading west. Belarus border. 40 miles from Poland. NATO territory threatened. Nuclear escalation imminent. Strategic warning maximum. Presidential authorization immediate. Strike convoy. Destroy weapons. Prevent deployment. Air combat executes. Strategic context critical. Ukraine war escalating. Russian conventional forces failing. Tactical nuclear employment threatened. Putin rhetoric extreme. Western red lines established. Nuclear use means NATO response. Chemical weapons forbidden. Biological attacks prohibited. Tactical nukes absolutely denied. Intelligence confirms preparation. Convoy moving. Deployment imminent. 90 minutes until battlefield employment. Unacceptable. Strike authorized. Air combat prevents nuclear war. B-52H Stratofortress specifications matter. 159-foot length, 8 engines, 70,000-pound payload, range 8,800 miles, service ceiling 50,000 feet. Tonight carries 48 GBU-31 JDAM. 2,000-pound GPS-guided bombs. Everything designed this scenario. Mobile target, time critical, high value, maximum destruction, strategic necessity, air combat weapon. Best nuclear threat elimination platform? A. B-52 Stratofortress. B-2 Spirit. F-15E Strike Eagle? Comment your choice. Ramstein Air Base, Germany. 0234 hours. Single B-52H prepared. Call sign, Reaper. 1. Crew briefed. Mission classified. Target sensitive. Consequences enormous. Nuclear weapons convoy. Russian territory. Act of war. World War III trigger or prevention. Strategic gamble. Presidential decision. Military execution. Crew trained. Orders clear. Launch approved. Air combat responsibility maximum. According to Air Combat Command analysis, tactical nuclear employment Ukraine changes everything. NATO conventional response guaranteed. Article 5 invoked. Russian targets eliminated. Escalation spiral begins. Strategic nuclear exchange possible. Millions dead. Civilization threatened. Prevention imperative. Convoy destruction necessary. Strike risk acceptable. Nuclear war prevention worth everything. Air combat calculates strategically. Reaper 1 aircraft commander 26-year career. 6,800 B-52 hours. Cold War veteran. Post 9/11 campaigns. Afghanistan. Iraq. Syria. Never Russia. Never nuclear convoy. Never World War III prevention. Moral weight crushing. Success prevents nuclear war. Failure enables holocaust. Miss means deployment. Deployment means employment. Employment means escalation. Everything depends accuracy. Air combat burden absolute. Wait for convoy location update. What happens next determines human civilization future. Reaper 1 launches. Afterburners unnecessary. Turbofans sufficient. Climb to 45,000 feet. Course northeast. Poland. Belarus border. Russian airspace penetration. 680 miles target. Flight time 72 minutes. Convoy moving. Time critical. Launch window narrow. Miss impossible. Consequences unacceptable. Air combat urgency maximum. NATO coordination essential. Poland informed. Air defense suppressed. Flight corridor established. F-35 escorts prepared. Electronic warfare supporting. Comprehensive package. Allied operation. Strategic necessity. Shared risk. Collective security. Air combat coalition warfare. Intelligence update continuous. Convoy track real-time. Satellite infrared. drone surveillance, electronic intercept, 18 vehicles confirmed, 6 Iskander-M launchers, 12 tactical nuclear warheads, 50 kiloton yield each. Enough devastate Ukrainian cities, enough trigger NATO response, enough start World War III. 3. Convoy must die, air combat delivers. Maximum yield tactical nuclear weapon? A. 10 kilotons. 50 kilotons? 100 kilotons? Answer at mission end. Russian air defense active. S-400 batteries, Smolensk region, Belarus border coverage, radar tracking, search mode continuous, but NATO jamming effective, electronic warfare degrading, detection complicated, tracking difficult. Reaper 1 altitude 45,000 feet, above most SAM engagement, but vulnerable, risk accepted, mission critical, air combat proceeds. Polish border crossing. Reaper 1 enters contested airspace. International law ambiguous. Russia claims sovereignty. NATO disputes. Strategic necessity overrides legal debate. Nuclear weapons elimination justifies action. International community understanding. Russian complaint anticipated. World opinion favors prevention. Air combat legal position defensible. 40 miles from Convoy. Intelligence final update. Convoy stopped. Deployment beginning. Iskander launchers erecting. Missile preparation observed. Launch sequence initiated. 15 minutes until battlefield ready. Nuclear employment imminent. Strike authorization confirmed. Weapons free. Engage immediately. Air combat executes. Reaper 1 bombing run begins. 48 GBU-31 JDAM ready. GPS coordinates locked. Moving target compensation. Predictive algorithm. Convoy stationary temporarily. Perfect opportunity. Release altitude optimal. Wind data current. Everything calculated. Precision essential. Miss unacceptable. Air combat delivers. Stealth penetration or high altitude bombing for nuclear convoy? Comment S for stealth or H for high altitude. First bomb release, GBU-31 drops, sequential launch, 3-second intervals, 48 bombs falling, saturation strike, entire convoy covered, overlapping destruction, no escape, no survival, nuclear warheads targeted, transporters destroyed, everything eliminated, air combat overwhelming force. Russian air defense detects, bomb trajectory calculated, convoy threatened, S-400 launches, 8 missiles, long-range interception attempted, 40 N-6 missiles, 250-mile range, targeting bombs, unusual, desperate, but bombs small, radar cross-section minimal, tracking difficult, interception impossible, S-400 missiles miss, bombs continue, impact inevitable, air combat unstoppable. If you believe nuclear war prevention justifies preemptive strikes, type air combat below. First impacts. Lead vehicle destroyed. Iskander launcher obliterated. Missile damaged. Warhead integrity uncertain. Second vehicle hit. Third vehicle. Sequential destruction. Convoy dissolving. Fire spreading. Fuel igniting. Ammunition cooking. Secondary explosions. Massive fireballs. Everything burning. Air combat devastation total. Nuclear warhead impacts. 2,000-pound bombs. Tactical nukes. Explosive yield? Unknown. Conventional detonation expected. Nuclear explosion feared. Seismic monitors watching. Radiation detectors active. Impact. Explosion. Conventional. No nuclear yield. Warheads destroyed safely. Fissile material scattered. Radiation contained. Environmental damage minimal. Strategic threat eliminated. Air combat success. Convoy obliterated. 18 vehicles destroyed. 12 nuclear warheads eliminated. 400 Russian personnel casualties estimated. Tactical nuclear employment prevented. Ukrainian cities saved. NATO response avoided. Escalation spiral broken. World War III prevented? Maybe. Strategic gamble succeeded. Air combat delivered. According to Aviation Week data, Russian tactical nuclear arsenal estimated 2,000 warheads. Tonight destroyed 12, 0.6% total. Insignificant inventory, but strategic significance enormous. Employment prevented, red line enforced, deterrence demonstrated. Putin warned, nuclear escalation consequences clear. Air combat establishes boundaries. Who wins nuclear brinkmanship? Drop your prediction below. Russian response immediate. Ministry of Defense statement. American aggression. Sovereign territory attacked. Military personnel killed. Nuclear weapons threatened. Strategic forces alerted. Retaliation considered. Expected protest. Anticipated rhetoric. Nuclear threat implied, but strategic calculation obvious. Conventional response inadequate. Nuclear response suicidal. Russia accepts. Protests filed. Actions none. Air combat establishes consequences. NATO statement coordinated. Alliance conducted defensive operation preventing nuclear escalation. Russian tactical nuclear deployment detected. Immediate threat eliminated. Article 5 commitment demonstrated. Further nuclear employment will face overwhelming response. Diplomatic language, strategic messaging, unity displayed, resolve demonstrated. Air combat enables alliance credibility. Presidential address immediate, Oval Office, prime time. My fellow Americans, tonight our Air Force prevented nuclear catastrophe. Russian tactical nuclear weapons were moving toward NATO borders. Deployment was imminent. Employment was threatened. I authorized defensive action. The convoy was destroyed. The threat was eliminated. Nuclear escalation was prevented. We took this action reluctantly. We took this action necessarily. We will take similar action again if required. America will not permit nuclear blackmail. Freedom will not bow to nuclear threats. Democracy will not surrender to nuclear intimidation. Political courage, strategic leadership, historical moment, air combat enables presidential legacy. Congressional reaction divided. Republicans, unanimous support. Democrats split. Progressive wing opposed. Mainstream approved. War powers debated. Presidential authority questioned. Strategic necessity acknowledged. Political controversy inevitable. But mission succeeded. Nuclear war prevented. Results matter. Air combat transcends partisan politics through strategic success. Chinese response carefully measured. Concerned about regional stability. Call for restraint all parties. Nuclear weapons employment opposed. Diplomatic solution preferred. Standard neutrality. Private calculation complex. Russian nuclear employment threatens China. American prevention serves Chinese interest. Public protest. Private relief. Air combat affects multiple nations. Ukrainian government grateful privately. Public silence maintained. Plausible deniability preserved. But private communication clear. Thank you, America. Thank you, NATO. Thank you, air combat. Cities saved. Population protected. Nuclear holocaust prevented. Gratitude eternal. Air combat saves Ukrainian civilization. European reaction mixed. Poland supportive. Germany cautious. France concerned. UK backing. Eastern Europe relieved. Western Europe worried. Escalation feared. De-escalation hoped. Russian retaliation anticipated. NATO unity essential. Strategic solidarity maintained. Air combat tests alliance cohesion. Strategic implications profound. Russian tactical nuclear employment prevented. Red line enforced. Deterrence credible, but precedent established. Preemptive strike accepted. Nuclear convoy vulnerable. Future deployment complicated. Russian strategic calculation changed. Putin options reduced. Escalation constrained. Air combat shapes strategy. Intelligence assessment confirms 12 tactical nuclear warheads destroyed, yield 50 kilotons each. Total 600 kilotons eliminated, equivalent 40 Hiroshima bombs. Ukrainian casualties prevented, estimated 500,000 plus. NATO escalation avoided. Strategic nuclear exchange prevented. World War III deterred. Single strike, multiple effects, incalculable value. Air combat delivers strategic victory. Russian military response muted. Conventional retaliation considered. Targets assessed. NATO bases vulnerable. American assets exposed. But response risks escalation. Escalation risks annihilation. Strategic calculation favors restraint. Protests issued. Threats made. Actions none. Air combat establishes deterrence through demonstrated capability and resolve. Next, Russian tactical nuclear movement. Different route. Enhanced security, stealth attempt. Satellite detects anyway. B-52 strikes again. Convoy destroyed. Pattern established. Nuclear deployment impossible. American surveillance comprehensive. Strike capability immediate. Deterrence absolute. Air combat maintains pressure. Future Russian tactical nuclear employment reconsidered. Risk assessment changed. Deployment vulnerability acknowledged. American response demonstrated. NATO resolve proven. Strategic calculation adjusted. Nuclear escalation option reduced. Conventional warfare continues, but nuclear threshold protected. Air combat prevents worst outcome. International Atomic Energy Agency investigation requested. Russia blocks. Evidence destruction claimed. American footage released. Satellite imagery published. Convoy destruction confirmed. Nuclear warheads verified. International community convinced. Russian propaganda defeated. Truth established. Air combat transparency validates action. Where the sky decides the victor. That tactical quiz? Maximum yield tactical nuclear weapon? Answer: C. 100 kilotons possible. Tonight's warheads 50 kilotons each. Still devastating, still unacceptable, still prevented. Air combat stopped nuclear employment through preemptive strike, accepting enormous risk for strategic necessity. 3 questions remain. Will Russia attempt nuclear deployment again? Can NATO sustain preemptive doctrine? What happens when strike fails? Subscribe to Air Combat, where aerial supremacy rules, where nuclear threats eliminated, where American resolve prevents World War III. 3. This is ultimate mission. This is maximum stakes. This is air combat. Air supremacy, missile dominance, air combat.